Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing well. I've got a fun video for you today. I'm taking you behind the scenes of another cake smash, and today we are going to, I have a little boy who's turning 1, and his mother has requested a baseball theme shoot. So I'm going to be using one of my new backdrops from Studio Backdrops EU. It'll be like a darker wood grain, and then I've got several like baseball themed type props. She's bringing the outfits and the cake. Those are generally the only things I don't provide. Most of the time I can provide the backdrops unless it's just something crazy, very elaborate, you know, stuff that I don't have on hand here in the studio. So anyway, she's bringing the cake, the baby, and the outfits, and I think I have everything else that we're going to be using. So I'm going to grab a few things out of the loft and we'll get started. Something that you will see me do sometimes in my videos is take one of these clamps and I'll put it up here on the other side. Can you see that? On the other side of that. So if for any reason during my session, if the backdrop gets bumped or shifted, that will not fall off of the hook. Because if that backdrop falls on a baby, it's not going to be good. There is the backdrop, and I'm going to start. I've got supplies laid out here, some things that we're going to be using. I need to dust these off because they've been in the loft, but we've got the Coca-Cola bottles, just an extra crate to like elevate that and give it some height. We've got the Cracker Jack boxes, some baseballs. I have this popcorn container, and I have at Sam's, I picked up a bag of popcorn to fill that with. I have like a small helmet and ball glove and a baseball sign, 2 baseball signs, and my 1 letters, number 1, just some things that we, you know, may use. I think she might have some things of her own that she's going to bring. And if she decides she doesn't want to use any of this, that's completely fine. We'll just kind of piece together what we have between the 2 of us to decorate the scene. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of these items in and start decorating a little bit and try to be as ready to go as possible once they arrive at the studio. One tip that some of you may not know is that you can use the Swiffer cloths that go on your Swiffer sweeper to dust off items, and I find that it does a really good job. Get these dusted off, and then the other little container over here, it's a little bit of dust on it too, so we'll get that fixed up. That one doesn't matter so much because it's going to have this crate on top of it. Slide those back where you can read the front bottles a little bit better. They don't have to be perfect. They're just going to be kind of an afterthought in the background. Then on this side, I think I'm going to use a different little crate. Yeah, I'm going to use this guy up here. I'm not exactly sure yet if she wants to even use this sign. I'm just going to put it in here for now. It doesn't have to be perfect because we might not even use it. Cracker Jacks in. I kind of like to have things in odd numbers, not evens. It bugs me that that box is different from the rest. Glove. Put a little baseball in there. I may scoot some of this out so that I have somewhere to put the popcorn bucket I am gonna try to keep the popcorn bucket somewhere towards the back, because that way if the baby is distracted by the popcorn, it's a little further back than where the cake will be up here. So I'm gonna do the number 1 for now. I'm not actually going to fill the whole bucket with popcorn. I'm gonna fill the bottom of it with just some plastic bags. That way it doesn't take as much popcorn to fill the bucket up. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm gonna have a few bites for myself. That's good. I think that's all I'm gonna do for now. I don't want to get too carried away with the setup, because once they arrive at the studio, depending on what props she brings, we may end up changing this setup completely, or putting just a few things in, taking something out of mine. So I don't want to get too carried away with it. They should be arriving in the next maybe 10 minutes. So I'm gonna hop on my computer real quick, answer a couple messages, and then as soon as they arrive, as long as she's okay with me filming, I will show some behind the scenes footage of him actually, me working with him and him smashing his cake. And if not, then I'll at least see if I can pop in a few pictures of what everything looked like when it was all said and done. So I'll be right back. So once the mother arrived at the studio, she did actually have a few of her own props that she wanted to use, like a little bat, a ball glove, and a little squishy ball, and a big hat. It was one that was too big for him, and she brought a crown and the cool banner that says Rookie of the Year. So I went ahead and hung that up. I thought that everything looked so good, and it all came together really nicely. Right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Like, he looked down, but I don't know if we really need that one.
That one's actually really cute.
It is cute. And then he looked up at me. So,
that's good.
There you go. Yeah. Well, we are all done with the shoot. It went really, really well. Once we were going with the cake, he loved it and really got into it. And as you could see, he just like literally crawled through the cake. And we just had a great time. So thankfully, the mother was gracious enough to allow me to share some of the footage and the photos from his session in the video. So I appreciate that. So thank you for hanging out with me today and catching another behind the scenes of a cake smash shoot. And before you go, I just want to remind you, if you haven't yet, please like the video if you did like it, and subscribe to my channel. And one last reminder, the most important thing, that God is so good and He loves you, and I'll catch you on the next video.